This is totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Did you ever wonder why it snows in some places and doesn't in others?
Hay is for horses, not for deer.
We scour the internet and other sources to gather useless information just for you.
Plus, we will answer your questions in our mailbag segment. And the headline from news from around the world, they found a fork in the road and they took it.
Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
Today is history. What happens tomorrow is history. Yeah.
We've all heard of the Boston Tea Party. Well, how about the Boston molasses disaster?
Oh, don't tell me you have that. January 15th, 1919?
So do you? Well, as you probably have figured out by now, we don't rehearse this show. We don't tell each other what facts we're going to bring to the table. So this happens from time to time. How about we do this? I'll give the first part of the fact and you give the second part. This way we both have equal representation. So you've heard of the Boston Tea Party, January 15, 1919, a 90-foot cast iron tank filled with sticky molasses exploded and spilled 2.5 million gallons of crude molasses on the streets of Boston.
It ran down the street like a tsunami, killed 21 people, injured 150, killed horses and other animals. Not to mention it was a sticky situation, but all in all, it was a sweet day.
It sure was. Yeah. Hey, but you know what? Too bad they threw all the tea out into the harbor because they could have had some tea and molasses in case they had a sore throat or something.
Well, I do today.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we got that one out of the way. We've all heard of the Salem witch trials, correct?
Yes.
And that witches were found guilty and burned at the stake.
I love steak.
It's not true. It is true, though, that 2,000 women were found guilty of being witches, but most were jailed. Some were hung, but again, most were jailed. And so that it's, it is not true. Not one person was burned at the stake for being a witch, although their sons were branded as sons of witches.
You son of a witch. With those of you who know about Yo Mama jokes, Yo Mama originated, the Yo Mama jokes, originated by Shakespeare. In his play, Titus Andronicus, one of the characters exclaims, "Thou hast undone our mother," to which another character, Aaron, replies, "Villain, I have done thy mother."
Oh, my God.
So the first Yo Mama jokes came from Shakespeare.
Wow. So he basically implied that he had some sort of relations.
That's right.
In that time period.
Did you like my Shakespearean performance?
No, not at all. It was ugly, Nick. Ugly.
Yeah. Well,
Thou shalt never do it again.
I shan't.
King Charles VII allowed Joan of Arc, a woman, to lead his army. Unheard of. People were like, this guy's flipped his wig. Literally, because he wore a wig.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So she routed the English army. She survived a 60-foot escape leap from a tower with no injuries. She was falsely accused, imprisoned, and eventually burned at the stake. Can you imagine this? All this happened between her age of 17 and 19.
Oh, man,
She was killed when she was 19. She led the army when she was 17. This is insane.
So the witches of Salem were not burnt at the stake, but Joan of Arc was.
Yes. And her children were not son of witches.
No, they weren't. But they had steak for dinner. It lost its marble. The Colosseum was originally clad. The Colosseum in have to specify because there are many Colosseums. The Colosseum in Italy was clad entirely in marble. When you visit or see the Colosseum today, you'll notice how the stone exterior appears to be covered in pockmarks all across its surface. And you're thinking, well, maybe that's how it was built. No, the reason for the pockmarks is this. After the fall of Rome, the city was looted and pillaged by the Goths. They took all of the marble from the Colosseum and stripped it down to its bare stone setting that we see today.
Build their own houses with it.
They did. So it's lost its marble.
Yeah, they lost their marbles.
Right. As you're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Yeah, the South African Railway. I love this one, guys. Get ready. The South African Railway Company trained and hired a baboon to help conduct the train. Now, listen, this baboon was helping drive the train. This is great. For 8 years of service, okay, he never made one mistake. He then retired. He now lives in Boca Raton, Florida. Has no hobbies. He just likes to monkey around.
And throw poop at people who come on his, like, get off my lawn.
Can you imagine this? For 8 years, the baboon helped drive the train.
But imagine being a passenger in that train, right? You're riding along and go, what the heck?
Yeah, you stub your foot, and it's like having a conversation with the baboon. You stub your foot and go, ooh, ooh, ooh. And the monkey goes, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Right. Something along those
means,
lines.
idiot, you didn't see that chair in front of you?
So in 1518, and no, don't ask me how, what it was like, because I don't know what 1518 was like. An entire city was plagued with this problem. The summer of 1518, a bizarre illness struck the city of Strasbourg. Then a part of the Holy Roman Empire. People impacted by this disease didn't cough or sneeze. Instead, they danced, and they couldn't stop.
Oh, yeah.
It was called the dancing plague, and it lasted for weeks.
There's a song about that. Boogie fever.
Boogie, baby. At its,
I got to boogie down.
wasn't the movie Footloose based on that, where you couldn't dance in the town?
Yeah, but this is Screw Loose.
Okay, thank you. It was. At its peak.
This show is Screw Loose.
It is. At its peak, as many as 400 people danced until their feet bled.
Oh my
Some
God.
dropped dead from heart attacks, strokes, and exhaustion.
They died.
And they did. Some
Well, I
dropped.
say they should have shut everything down, and people should have worn masks.
No. And to this day, historians, not scientists, historians aren't sure what caused the strange outbreak. Some speculate that mold could have triggered it. Others think
Mold.
Yes.
A
Others
moldy
think
record.
that's right. It was a moldy record. It was what was the song they were dancing? I don't know if there was even any music.
When was it?
Well, 1518. So I don't think the music was in their minds. Others think that medieval mass hysteria may be to blame, but no one is sure why it started or if it could ever come back. So beware of
Wait
the
a
dancing
minute.
plague.
That is the original flash mob. Now,
Yes.
think about it. We do that now. We have flash mobs.
That's
People
right.
just sing or dance or whatever.
All of a sudden. But they just kept
Holy mackerel. I've solved it.
problem solved. See? You're thinking
minutes.
it's totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Roy just solved the problem since 15
We know how to disseminate useless stuff. When I was a kid, I had a friend. He wanted to be a priest. He went to the seminarium.
Yeah, he sure did. You're listening. Wow. Yes. To the Archdiocese of Toronto and Florida, send your complaint to nickandroy.com. Nickandroy.com.
Throw away your totally useless GPS. It's time for geography. So get lost with Nick and Roy.
It is believed that very deep in the Earth's core, close to the core anyway, is enough gold to cover the Earth with 1.5 feet of gold around the entire Earth.
Oh.
So let's hurry up, get the show finished so I can get outside and start digging.
Start digging. It's not the first time you used a shovel. So here are some addresses of some world leaders, because we know the White House is the White House, but the address for the White House is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is 10 Downing
And
Street.
Downing Street.
Okay. The president is, no, the chancellor of Germany.
Wurzelstraße.
In which city? Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein.
And up
Now,
here,
where does the Chancellor of Germany live?
you said it, Vaduz Castle.
Vaduz Castle.
Bergstrasse. Is that it? Bergstrasse?
Straße.
Strasse, Vaduz, Liechtenstein. But you could do a better job than that. So where does the chancellor live?
Or the house in Liechtenstein.
That's what I thought.
Castle where the people go.
Roy's in Florida.
Drink.
Roy's in Florida and out of his mind. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. And in Canada, the residence of the Prime Minister is 24 Sussex Drive.
Oh, it's 24 Sussex Drive.
Yep.
Now I know where to send my complaint letters to. Let your people go.
Well, we're regular.
I want to do it. I want to do it like whatchamacalls it from the biblical movie Charlton Heston.
Oh, like Moses? Let my
I'm
people...
going to raise the staff up.
Yeah.
Trudeau, let your people go.
And Trudeau will be like, we have high fiber in our diets. We're regular.
Trudeau will be like, so where's your Moses now? If you have wondered why some places snow and others don't snow, that was my teaser.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's due to the Earth's position, of course, but which is divided into the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Do you know what that is?
There are books that were written about those two places, but no.
There are two circles that they draw on the globe. Those circles are basically at the top of the globe and the bottom of the globe.
All right.
Anything that does not fall within the circle of the tropics of Cancer or Capricorn, it will not snow in those areas.
Excellent. Okay. See, listen, laugh, and learn.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. To access the full library of episodes, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com. Totally useless information with Nick and Roy continues. Listen, laugh, and learn.
What's the difference between an atlas and a map? Although the two terms, map and atlas, are very similar, there is a difference between them. The key difference between map and atlas is that a map is a representation of an area of land, whereas an atlas is a collection of maps.
Ooh.
An atlas can contain different types of maps.
Right. That's why the road atlas has the whole of the country and the singular maps have just the one state at a time.
Now you know.
There you go. Listen, laugh, and learn. You know, folks, we give it all away for free. The American Association of Geographers says that there are 5 themes that all geographers must follow. Now, I had to put this in because we talk about geography, right?
Yeah.
Here are the 5 things. Number 1, location. Number 2, place. Number 3, human environment. Number 4 is movement. And number 5 is region. So these are those tenets: place, human environment, movement, and region. I say to this, duh, it's geography. They're not telling us anything we don't know. But I added 2 to it. In order to be a geographer, you need black rim glasses and a pocket protector.
Yeah. And a collection of maps using your atlas.
Yeah. You can put the glasses on and watch your atlas off.
That's right. You can bet. Hey, you can bet your atlas I know about maps.
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. They're not doing so bad watching all that atlas.
It's atlas, not assless. There's a lemon festival. The Fête du Citron, and I'm embarrassed because I don't know any French, so I apologize. It's a carnival event organized by the tourist office of the city of Menton, France. I think that's how it's pronounced. If not, correct us at nickandroy.com. This particular festival is held every year at the end of winter. It is also sometimes called Carnaval de Menton. And again, apologies for the pronunciation. The festival celebrates an annual production of specialty lemons and other citrus fruits in Menton. So the Lemon Festival.
Yeah. And if you go to the Lemon Festival, make lemonade.
That's right. When life gives you a lemon festival, go make lemonade. I wonder if they sell lemonade.
You know, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Folks, anyone that goes to the Lemon Festival, get a life. I could go to Walmart's grocery department and have a lemon festival.
Yeah, 3 for $2.
Yeah, I can get limes there too. How's about that variety? We talk about geography, right? We have it as a topic.
Yes.
But do you know who invented geography?
There's someone who invented it. I thought maybe.
Yes. His name is spelled Eratosthenes, which is pronounced Eratosthenes.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Greek.
Mm-hmm.
He invented geography by being the first person to discuss it and write it down 3rd century before Christ, 3rd century BC. So, folks, now you know Eratosthenes, he invented geography as we know it.
Put that on a pita bread with a smear of tzatziki. It's a nice lunch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Delicious. The Glacier Express train is known as the world's slowest express train. It takes you on an 8-hour scenic journey.
Is it in France?
No, it's in Switzerland. This is where travelers can find the highest vineyards in Europe, as well as ascend the Oberalp Pass and see Uber? Sure.
Oberalp.
Yeah. And see the Rhine Gorge, sometimes referred to as the Swiss Grand Canyon. All aboard the slowest express train in the world, the Glacier Express.
I want to go on that.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it does, really. I want to see that.
Well, book your tickets now. We're not a travel agent, but if you go to our website, you can check out a brand spanking new website. You can also order your special birthday salute to your loved one.
The birthday salute thing is awesome. You'll get to hear a sample of it on. Go to www.nickandroy.com and listen to the sample of the birthday message. And the next time somebody that you love or care for has a birthday, this is the best gift ever. nickandroy.com.
nickandroy.com.
Animal, crazy animal.
This is going to sound rude, but starfish eat inside out.
Starfish eat inside out.
That's right. To catch their prey, they use tiny suction cups to grab hold of their food. Next, their stomach exits their mouth to digest the food before re-entering the body when they're done eating.
Ooh.
Okay? Or maybe I should have warned people.
That's unappetizing. Could you imagine doing that on a date? Oh, that steak looks good.
It's funny. That's exactly the sound that a starfish makes.
Exactly. And you can't speak with your mouth full.
He can. No, starfish can, because their stomach, they've detached their stomach from their body, and so they can have their cake and eat it too, I guess.
Yeah, they grab the thing and they go, "Sorry, Charlie."
Star-kissed tuna. There you go. Product placement. Mm-hmm.
The horny lizard. No, the horned lizard.
Oh, all right.
I just figured I'd give him some props. The horned lizard does something to confuse its predators.
Yeah.
Now, I think we've discussed this once on the show. It shoots blood out of its eyes.
Oh,
it could shoot at like 9 feet or something. So, of course, the predator looks at that and goes, what the hell is going on? I mean, if somebody's going to come to fight me and I go, oh, yeah, and I start shooting blood out of my eyes, I think they're going to leave me alone. Yeah. They're going to be like, I'm not messing with this guy. No. But the horned lizard also does something else. I guess if the blood doesn't work, it inflates its own body to twice its normal size.
Well, how often? Or how much? How big?
Now, it literally inflates its body to twice its normal size.
Wow.
So if it was an inch, it becomes 2 inches. Okay.
Ravens are intelligent enough to play tricks on one another. If one raven knows another is watching it hide its food, it will pretend to put the food on one place and actually hide it in another. They've also been known to push rocks on people to prevent them from climbing to their nests. And these ravens can play dead beside a beaver carcass to scare other ravens away from their food. While
This sounds like a wife.
they can also...
For 10 years, they play dead in bed.
Right.
While climbing a mountain, I had a rock rolled on me.
Right. And she hides your food.
She was up top going, here, honey, catch this.
Yeah. So she also hid your food because you're getting too fat.
Exactly.
These ravens can also imitate human speech.
Oh, great.
So beware of the raven.
Talk?
Sorry?
They talk?
They imitate human speech.
Wow.
I wasn't able to grab a microphone and interview a raven because, well, it hid itself.
You should do that. You should do that, Nick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Then I'll have blood coming out of my eyes.
All right, pandas. We love pandas, right? They're cute. They eat 25 to 90 pounds of bamboo in one day. Depends, I guess, how hungry they are.
Yeah.
But 25 to 90 pounds, it's very little nutrients in bamboo, so they have to eat a lot of it to get the nutrients out of it. And I guess that they just don't feel like going anywhere else to get any better food, so they just keep eating the bamboo. But it's really cool because pandas, I mean, I also think that once they eat all that bamboo, the next day they poop out chopsticks, probably.
Thank you for joining us. We'd like to welcome those of you who are listening on the iHeartRadio Talk Network. We are on Newstalk 1010 in Toronto, CKLW in Windsor, CKTB in St. Catharines. We're also at CFAX in Victoria. We want to thank you and all of the other countries around the world who've tuned in week after week. We really appreciate your support. And if you go to nickandroy.com, you have an opportunity to send us an email. What's the website, Roy?
nickandroy.com. Go there.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. Totally useless information with Nick and Roy continues. Listen, laugh, and learn.
From the accession of the Bourbons to the throne of France, speaking of France, the green flag of the Navy became a plain white flag. Maybe that's why they were so good at surrendering. The symbol of purity and royal authority. The uncharged, plain, pure white flag was the French flag during the Bourbon Restoration, which was between 1814 and 1830. It was also the naval flag of the Kingdom of France, as used before 1789 and again between 1814 and 1830.
Run it up the old flagpole and then stick it out of the back of a Boeing 747. Now, I'm starting to think that the United States government can't be trusted. In the U.S., we celebrate July 4th as our Independence Day.
Yes?
But in reality, the resolution was signed on July 2nd. So technically, July 2nd is really Independence Day, not July 4th. And it just so happens my son's birthday is July 2nd, so it should be that. But back then, it took days and days and days for people to travel. So in reality, the actual signatures never hit the paper until the end of August. So in reality, they just said, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, well, okay, we'll get everybody together to sign it on July 2nd. But in reality, they didn't sign it until August, the end of August. And then that was,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know where they signed the Declaration of Independence?
in Philadelphia.
No, at the bottom. All of the days in the
Now I'm glad I made the hair joke.
Yes, that's payback, baby, payback. Yeah, first you talk about hair, then you talk about bunnies, which is like hairs. Yeah, 2-1 in favor of Roy. And speaking of sports, great segue, huh? Speaking of sports, we'll be doing a sports topic later on coming up as you're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. In the history of the Earth, if you were to take the whole history of the whole Earth and condensed it into 24 hours, okay, life would have appeared at 4 a.m. You know, in the beginning, God said, "Let there be light," or the Big Bang Theory, depending on what you believe. Land plants at 10:24 p.m. Dinosaur extinction at 11:41 p.m. and human history wouldn't have begun until 11:58 p.m. So if you took all of the Earth's history and condensed it into 24 hours, that's what would have happened. Humans wouldn't have begun until...
So that means at 11:59, Lyndon Johnson took a dump.
He sure did.
Okay, let's talk to all the smarty pantses out in the audience. What president is on the $1 bill? The original $1 bill. What president is on it? Come on, simple,
come on.
right?
George Washington, of course it was.
No. I said the first dollar bill. It was Solomon P. Chase. Who knows? Chase Manhattan Bank, maybe? Solomon P. Chase. He was the Secretary of Treasury in 1862. That would be under, I guess, Lincoln. And we didn't have a dollar bill. We didn't have a paper currency of $1. I guess we had coins. So it wasn't made until 1862, the $1 bill. And then, of course, the person on it was Solomon P. Chase. It doesn't change until much, much later on.
I remember one time. So up here in Canada, we don't have the dollar bill anymore, like the paper dollar bill. We have a coin. It's called a loonie. At one time, I think the United States was looking to have a $1 coin. Is that true? If I remember that correctly, in the United States,
Susan B. Anthony.
The Susan B. Anthony.
The Susan B. Anthony.
Right, but of course it didn't happen because in the United States of America they don't like change. Okay.
Yes.
Sucking the king's nipples. You heard right.
What?
Sucking the king's nipples was an ancient Irish form of submission. It rains a lot in Dublin, as we know, and it's rather chilly, so one would think that the king would cover his chest. But no, that means there would have been royal reception days when the king exposed his nipples in order to facilitate nipple sucking. As with all royalty, there were power games in the nipple hierarchy. Cutting off a royal descendant's nipples made him ineligible for kingship. Not as subtle as poison, but undeniably evidence.
Hold on a second. Hold on. So they cut off the nipples of people that they said weren't kingly?
Yes, that's correct.
And then they sucked the nipples of the king.
Yes.
No nips, no sucking.
That would suck. Hey, here's another segue. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
What's in the mailbag? What's in the mail?
I'll tell you what's in the mail. Verlene is from Georgia.
Okay.
Verlene says, "You guys sparked my funny bone." We spark her funny bone.
All right.
Okay. She says, "Keep up the good work." Now get ready. This is why I had to read this. Can't make this stuff up. "I feed my chickens and listen to your show on my smartphone." Now, I could just imagine her saying, "I feed my chickens and I listen to your show on my smartphone." She said, "Even the chickens seem to like it."
Yeah. Right. Some people have told us that our useless information is like chicken feed. Okay.
So I put this number one in the pecking order.
It did. Wow. Talk about egg on your food.
Verlene, I'll tell you the truth. Even though your post is very egg-citing, it's a chicken reference.
Yeah, go cluck yourself.
Really, honestly, Verlene, thank you so much, and please tell other chickens to listen as well. We take any listener.
That's right. Verlene, too bad she wasn't from New Orleans, or Verlene from New Orleans.
Yeah, right.
He's from Georgia. Well, thank you, Verlene. What an interesting name, Verlene. Okay.
Verlene.
In my mailbag, Lisa from Brantford, Ontario, writes, "Dear Nick and Roy, when my young child banged his finger on something, he cried. Little wuss. I went to him and asked him if he had an ouchie. He nodded his head yes. I kissed it and it felt better. You guys are like a mama's kiss. You make the ouchie go away."
Okay.
Now,
this is getting stranger and stranger.
she wants to know if we can kiss her boo-boo. No.
Somehow I see me and you handcuffed in diapers.
What, again? So
She's banging her feet with a sledgehammer like that movie. You're not going to run away, are you?
no.
How's your ouchie?
Well, she wanted to know where the word ouch comes from to represent pain. Its origins go back to 1837. I remember it well. From Pennsylvania. It comes from the German word ouch, A-U-T-C-H.
Of course it does.
So it's from the German word ouch, A-U-T-C-H, which is an exclamation of pain. So because Roy is of German descent, how is that pronounced in German?
Well, we all go to Liechtenstein and hit each other in the head with the hammer. And we go ouch and ouch and ouch and ouch and ouch.
Next time you have an ouchie or a boo-boo, go to nickandroy.com and send us an email. nickandroy.com.
And now for something completely useless.
In Greece, cheesecake was considered to be a good source of energy. And there is evidence that it was served to athletes during the first Olympic Games in 776 BC.
Yeah, you could feed me cheesecake anytime.
Also,
I love cheesecake.
Greek brides and grooms are also known to use cheesecake as a wedding cake.
My mom, Ann, makes the best cheesecake in the world. In fact, she's
can vouch for that. Yes, 100%.
Isn't it the best?
Yes.
It really is. She's won I don't know how many ribbons and all kinds of stuff, medals. And so here's a fact that I never get tired of.
Okay.
Koala bears sleep 22 hours a day.
Okay.
I never get tired of. It's so funny. Okay.
Yeah.
You can tell I need some sleep. Koala bears sleep 22 hours a day, right? That is insane. 22 hours a day. They're only up for 2 hours a day, which they eat, and then they go back to sleep.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. We're back with totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Welcome to the Totally Useless Information Fashion Show.
Everyone say to you, Roy, pardon me, but your fly is open.
Yes. In fact, most of them say, pardon me, but your tube steak is showing.
No. Well,
did you expect it to go away, Nick?
No, not at all. Because you know me, I'm not a betting man because I don't like my chances. So when someone's saying that your fly is open, you're thinking, well, they're talking about your zipper. Wrong. That is not correct. So why is the opening of a men's trouser called the fly, I wondered? Well, the fly also comes to mean something attached by one edge, like a flag or a banner flying from a rope or a pole. With this meaning in mind, the 19th century tailors used the term fly or flap of cloth attached to one end to cover an opening in a garment. So if your fly is open, that's okay. If your zipper is open, it's not okay.
Just getting some fresh air. Here's a fashion tidbit I thought was crazy. 100 years ago, now that's not a long time ago, but 100 years ago, Nick, you remember that, if a woman wore her hair with a short cut, okay, if a woman had short hair, it was thought that she was unfaithful to her husband. Now, I thought this was great because I said 100 years ago, all you had to do was look for the short-haired women, and you know who fooled around.
Yes.
He's like, hello, how are you? Oh, hello there. Hello there, Dorothy Hamill.
Dorothy Hamill performs the triple Lutz. We perform the triple klutz.
Yeah, they go, Nick in that tight spandex outfit is about to look like a double sow cow as he's about to do the triple klutz.
Or in dino lingo, a squeal. Sunglasses. So the famous singer and songwriter Elton John, the great singer Elton John. You know what? You know what you just did? You just put this horrible image in people's minds of me in a spandex tutu. Come on.
Nick's skating around in his spandex outfit. And the announcer goes, Nick's about to do a double sow cow. And, oh, look, he's smuggling a tube steak.
And the audience starts to squeal. The famous singer and songwriter Elton John has an impressive collection of glasses. Estimates of the size of his eyewear collection range anywhere from 2,000 to 250,000 pairs of sunglasses.
Wow. That's Nick, I tell you, you could have narrowed it down a little better than that. I mean, 2,000 to 250,000. Can we get in touch with him somehow to get a little more clarification on this?
Is it 2,000 or 250,000? Could you let us know exactly how much is in there?
Yeah, a little bit closer. I mean, you know, all right. Around 80% of women buy shoes that are too small. Get ready for this. They're too small for their feet because they would like their feet to look smaller. Okay? Now, I know a lot of women who buy their jeans the same way, but it tends to make their butt look a little bigger. And look out if one of those little rivet buttons pop, boy, it'll take your eye right out.
Yes, that makes their butts look bigger. It's the Kim Kardashian collection. Today on the show, we talked about history. We talked about geography and animals. We learned all kinds of disgusting stuff. It's time for the news.
And now, from around the corner and around the world, this is TUI News.
The spot on Kidley Line 8 Road in Franklin, Ontario, here in Canada, is an unassuming road now. For the last 2 years, in the middle of a split, going left onto Leacock Road and to the right, stood a massive 3-meter-tall stainless steel fork.
Right.
It looked like the scene from the late 70s Muppet movie when Kermit the Frog and Fozzie
Come to the fork in the road.
That's right. Okay. But now, Frankville's fork is gone.
Somebody stole the fork.
Someone took the fork in the road.
That's forked up.
Last week, the town's landmark utensil was found bent over.
We have to search for somebody with a really big knife.
or missing a spoon.
Those Canadian police, you know how great their detectives
That's right, yeah. They are. They have butter on that knife. Before it could be fixed, the next
I don't know where the fork went, said the man with the really big spoon.
That's right. Why did the fork leave his wife? Because she just wanted to spoon. Anyway, last week. So here's what happened. So last week, the town's landmark utensil was bent over, okay? Before it could be fixed, the next night it was stolen, removed from the large stone it was securely, well, not so securely bolted
so
into.
securely, right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. According to one of the residents, it's very disappointing. There's a whole lot of worse things going on in the world, but yeah, we lost our fork.
Yeah.
So according to this resident, I collect art, and I've got a sculpture gallery, and I've got a walking trail with sculptures on it. I have art that I enjoy. I like other people to be able to enjoy it too. In early 2019, this resident approached the town's mayor with a request to place the metal sculpture on city land.
Right.
So the whole city council said, yeah, go ahead. It's quirky, it's unique, and it's really fun.
They said, we love this forking thing.
The fork's fabricator.
And then one of the board members said, I don't like it. Go fork yourself.
I don't have time for you. The fork's fabricator, who is also a town resident, feels the same. Chris Benafalvi spent months molding sheets.
He's also a son of a witch. He's a son of a witch.
I guess they had a sandwich. Chris Benafalvi spent months molding sheets of metal into this fine dining silverware. It's kind of hard for them to scrap this metal because the scrap yards know all about this. So they're on the high alert for a big fork.
Yeah, the scrap yards are looking for the forking thing.
That's right.
Don't try to sell your stolen forking goods here.
I trouble understanding why people do things like that. I mean, what do they gain from it? They're just hurting other people. It's sort of a point of interest in an area. I'd love to see another one out there. So a police report, by the way, in case you're wondering, a police report has been filed, but the solution is system. They should just return it, drop it off in the middle of the night, and we can pick it and put it back up. And that'll be that.
That's some forking story, Nick. I'll tell you the truth.
Well,
The guy, the person that knows the artist very well said, that son of a witch has a forking problem.
hey, put a fork in this one. We're done. This is all the time that we have for this episode of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We will scour the internet and other sources and to find more useless information for you guys next week.
Until then, go fork yourself. Go to our website. Share this with everyone. We really do appreciate it. We're in 62 or 63 countries right now around the world, which is amazing to us. And we do thank every one of our listeners.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy.
Thanks for listening.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is a production of nickandroy.com. Visit nickandroy.com to access the full library of episodes or wherever you get your podcasts.